So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey, what's up? This is Ho Ho Hong Kong. I'm Andy Curtin. I'm sitting here with Vivek Mohammed Magdi.
Yes.
No.
we're doing the fusion version today.
He steals your name all the time, by the way.
Neither of those words are correct, but I'll take it.
I'm sure you didn't catch this, but when we did the sex podcast, we
Yeah.
did Sarah Tong's Better in Bed podcast, he introduced himself as Vivek Mahbubani.
And she probably was like,
Said your last name correctly, by the way.
The one time I'm like, it's okay. You can be yourself today.
Where do people find you online, buddy?
Just check me out at Funny Vivek, sometimes letter M. You know, if they're taking my username, then it's with the letter M without the letter, whatever. At Funny Vivek.
I don't think anyone that's wanted to find you online had any trouble finding you.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident
No
at
one's
this
like,
point.
where is he?
Yeah, unless they completely mistype my name as Mohammed Magdi, then I'm like,
I think they'd still get you. I think they could type Mohammed Magdi,
yeah.
Shanghai,
Yeah.
and you'd still come up.
Basically, like any typo, it results in me.
If you're enjoying the podcast, hit subscribe. Oh, by the way, I'm at Andy Curtin on everything. Hit subscribe if you're enjoying the podcast. And we also have a Facebook group now on Facebook. That's usually where you have it, called Ho Ho Hong Kongers. You can check that out. And I am enjoying a pretty delicious coffee from Manna today.
With my maca over here. It's, of course, Hong Kong's original vegan coffee.
Our phenomenal venue sponsor. Please go check out Manna because they're awesome. They help us out a lot. And we have a Patreon account. Go to patreon.com, HoHoPod. Bonus episodes every Thursday. Lots of fun content. If we get 6 more subscribers, we're upgrading a microphone.
You'll notice today, actually, all our mics are going to sound just as good because we're all using the same black foam covers on the mics.
Equally terrible.
Yeah, it used to be the one pink one. The one pink guy's like, oh, why do I get this one today? So
I gotta
it
be
should good.
I gotta be careful that the one time I did do it, someone pointed. Now, today's guest has been described as an urban vigilante for Hong Kong sustainability. He's a sustainability advisor at the Purpose Business. He's chair at the Living Islands Movement, which is a local group dedicated to the sustainable environment of Hong Kong's outlying islands, and he founded a consultancy helping companies achieve their sustainability goals, and is a man who professes a love for bugs and trees. Dr. Merrin Pearse.
Wow, that's an interesting person. I'll have to meet him one day.
This
be crazy enough to meet
this
that
guy
guy,
sounds
yeah.
great.
Always on paper. Glad we wrote that one well. No, thanks, guys. Looking forward to the chat.
Same interests as me and everything. I got to hear what this guy's got to say.
So sustainability, we're going straight into it. How do we keep doing what we're doing? Like, as a comedian, I have to sustain my momentum on stage, and that's real tough. So, like, I'm like, I need some help. Like, when I'm losing the crowd, what do I do?
Well, sustainability in that respect, I think, is actually knowing when to take time out.
Oh,
Take
okay.
the hit, walk off, and go and reassess and go,
Straight.
that didn't work.
You know what?
And that's what I think sustainability is really about, is seeing when you're going the wrong direction and go,
Yeah.
ooh, this is not good.
So I reckon sustainability in the environment is probably opposite to comedy. Because in comedy, you need to stop recycling material if you want to be sustainable.
Gotcha. But
Boom.
recycling, in a way, is often
Finding
a
new
confused
life.
term. Yeah, confused term, because what we're really doing in a way is reusing that material, but just in a different color or shape or form.
Yeah.
And that's when you can make the impact, rather than thinking that just putting it in the bin, that didn't work and it's going to get recycled.
Finding a new life for it.
Yeah, it's planning for how you're going to transition. That's really the sustainability angle that I'm excited about, is like, when you know, as soon as you've created something, it's got to end a lifetime.
Yeah.
What happens to it at that stage? How do you then pull it apart, put it back together in a different way so it's useful? Don't have to throw it all away. You can just keep the parts that may be working or are still appropriate.
Just use it again with a funny accent, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Which accent?
I wasn't making fun of your accent.
Of course you wouldn't be. We've never done that in our part of the world, have we?
That joke didn't land at all. Now, talking about where you come from, you grew up on a dairy farm in New Zealand.
Yep, that's where milk comes from a cow, rather than one that comes from oats or other ground up wheat.
Are what's your stance on consuming animal products? Are you?
Well, I was brought up on a small dairy farm. So besides having the cows there, you would take some leftover milk to the pigs that were underneath the trees. They're eating the plums that are dropping off the plum tree. And you got to know them, and then you said, okay,
Bye-bye,
you're going to
piggy.
become dinner, or the chicken type of thing. So I think anyone that does eat meat should have had the experience of having to take a life of another creature just once, just to understand what someone is doing for them every day.
Does it count if I've stomped on a cockroach? I've done those before, so...
See, like...
Oh, I was thinking...
Mosquitoes are another challenge for me. It's like, you just kill them without thinking about them, really, almost. Other than, where are you? Bang, gone. Cockroaches... Do we want to go to the cockroach story already?
Uh-oh. No.
Okay, we'll come back to that one.
We'll come back to that.
Because they are incredible, inspirational animals.
Oh, let's do it. I want to hear about it.
Let's go straight into it.
It is from Sydney, so it is about being on a flat, and was one of the few times I've lived like the 11th floor of a building, because I'm only a 3-story flat here in Hong Kong, which is strange.
Our audience can relate to living in a flat.
Yeah, exactly. We can. And being 11 floors up.
Yeah.
And having cockroaches. And the fun thing was, turned off the light after I'd gone out to sit down and have dinner, and went, oh, hang on, I forgot dinner. Went back into the kitchen, and there's cockroaches running across the table, and you're thinking, no way. Opened up the microwave, lift the plate out, which had been going for 3 minutes and was now steamy hot.
Yeah.
And here's this cockroach under the plate, and just walks out of the microwave, and off it
Like no
goes,
big
and
deal.
goes, I didn't mean to test that. I didn't mean to do that. But the frickin' things can quite happily survive for 3 minutes in the microwave. And you're just
Wow.
going, there's some benefits to these creatures. Maybe we need that protection where we're headed at the moment, talking sustainability.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. I would have thought, like, at this point, we'd probably have, like, a superhero called Cockroach Man, but I haven't seen that yet. Like,
Yeah, he was arrested under the NSL laws.
oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Oh. So how did you end up in Hong Kong?
We actually had
Not the obvious choice for a dairy farmer.
No, and basically the earth moved for me in the end of my high school years. Edgecombe, little place in North Island, New Zealand. Had an earthquake. Corner of the farm dropped.
Literally moved.
2.05 meters. It dropped.
Whoa.
And so for people going, hang on, stand up, put your hand in the air, and that's about 2 meters.
The farm?
The ground dropped that much. And it's like, how do they measure that? What's
Yeah.
going on? So I was studying accounting economics at that stage, last year of high school. And then these surveying guys went past, and they were using the level type of thing. And I was like, this looks interesting. But how far do you have to go for the know that it's dropped this, and where's all that? So it got my maths mind going.
Yeah.
And I ended up studying land surveying, and did that in New Zealand. Ended up doing my PhD in Sydney. And so that's when I got to learn about everything that's nasty, bitey, and nippy, and kills you, you might say, in Australian bush. And after working for the New Zealand government for a few years, I realised, as people listening to this, I'm comfortable talking. I struggle writing. And I was writing policy and guidelines for surveying industry.
Yeah.
Wanted out of that, tried a large engineering firm, realised there's restrictions of that, went into a small business of my own, consulting back. It was through that personal development program and that we end up with a franchise for Hong Kong and Macau from New Zealand. I mean, of course you would say yes to that. My wife and 2 other folks had this business in Hong Kong. So after a year and a half of it, operating it from New Zealand.
Wait, so she was already here doing it? Or
Nope, we're all in New Zealand and bought a franchise that was operating in Hong Kong and Macau. The other 2 people had never been to Macau
That's
or Hong Kong.
insane.
Looking back, that might be a good word to describe it.
Yeah.
Looking at it at the time, it's like, what could go wrong?
Looking back, like I'm always curious
Wow.
about this. You know, I think when people make a move like that, and my experience has been they don't fully understand why they were making it. And then looking back, you know, did you feel that there's something drew you to Asia? Were you just trying to get out? Like, what? Reviewing it now, what do you think was really the catalyst for that move?
Yeah, combination of probably all of those things are going on. Yeah, the classic New Zealand Aussie thing is you go to university and then you bugger off to the UK for a few years and then you go back and get a job. Well, I was fortunate or unfortunate enough to get a job straight out of university. So I was watching my other mates.
You missed it.
I missed it.
Yeah.
I missed it. And so other mates are all heading off, doing all this fun stuff, and you've got a job. I can't complain too much because that job was flying around in helicopters and cool parts of New Zealand doing survey work with GPS equipment and stuff like that.
Right, yeah. You
So
didn't
it's kind of
really
like,
miss out.
okay, they might be on holiday in Abu Dhabi and then they got a month on an oil rig somewhere doing nothing much, but they're getting a lot of money and you kind of get that. Then the opportunity came to kind of, well, actually, we can head off and consider this our OE. Let's take that experience and we had 8 months worth of money basically in the bank account. If it didn't work after that, we knew at month 7 that it was time to start working out plan to get back or
Go to
find
the oil rig,
something
yeah.
else. Yeah, and so that was the driver. Looking back at it, it's like, yeah, maybe learning some Cantonese would have been useful, especially when team building area, to kind of get the final, or having another language rather than English from New Zealand to explain concepts and
understand concepts.
yeah, and that was part of coming out. We'd been travelling a bit before coming here. We'd been to places like Vietnam and other Asian countries. So had experienced Asia and were interested in it. My wife had been to Hong Kong for a couple of days before. I'd
just
been here
love-
for 2.
I love the Australia and New Zealand as like our perception of Asia. We're like, food's pretty good, you know.
Done that. We can eat that. Get on with the people. They rode motorbikes.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And they were prepared to have fun most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But what I love is you get to places like this, maybe less so Hong Kong, but certainly places like Vietnam, and every day you see something and you're like, what's going on?
Well, Hong Kong's that. And
It is to an extent, for
just
sure.
an amazing variety because where I live in a rural village, well, where I now live in a rural village, before I lived in a place you could only see the roof of 2 other buildings. And you saying, hang on, you're in Hong Kong?
This is in Lantau Island.
This is in Lantau. So behind Arc Eden, if people have heard of that outdoor education group, we were living beyond them. And most people don't realise there's a beyond up that valley. We were taking water from the stream because the government water pipe didn't go that far. We were the end of the telephone line, which meant the copper wire for internet just flaked out in every lightning storm because of the surge up the electricity.
Man.
And I never knew that fluorescent tubes could glow when there's lightning around. And so we learned a lot living in the bush there. And then you jump on
Interesting.
the ferry and you come into Hong Kong and you're just going,
Yeah, within like 25 minutes, you're like, whoa.
exactly.
Completely.
Lantau's it's such a strange concept. Like, there's Disneyland. It has Disneyland on it.
Yep.
It has an airport basically on it. It has some really, I don't want to call them commercial beaches, but very, very busy beaches. But then it's just like the tallest peak in Hong Kong.
And then
You're
it has
close.
cows.
But then,
Yeah.
there's, I remember I was on the beach there, and what do you call it, a buffalo? Like, what do you call
Oh, yeah,
it?
buffalo. yeah.
Probably a buffalo. It could have been a brown cow. one or
Just
the
like
other.
stumbled onto the beach, and there's people there sunbathing, and this girl's checking her phone and everything. She doesn't realize this cow's about to lick her head.
Yeah.
And she
Well-
just looked up and, and I'm like, what is this place? Like, I feel like Hong Kong is a jungle pretending to be a city.
Oh, it definitely is. And nature-wise, it is a huge hotspot. It's been really cool over the last couple of years. There's this project called City Nature Challenge, and it uses the app iNaturalist. And basically, cities around the world compete to who can get the most observations, most species, and most participants. Hong Kong comes in second again this year.
Wow.
I'm going to get the numbers wrong here, but I think it was 3,000 different species were observed. Bugs, trees, fish, that type of thing. It is incredibly jungle-like because we're at that transition between the cooler north and the tropics.
You know why someone like myself who lives here did not know that information about Hong Kong coming second for that? It's because it came in second. Nobody cared. Like, you came in second. I don't want to talk about this.
mentioned it.
Yeah, this is a shame.
It is, especially as a Kiwi coming in after Cape Town. It's hard to mention it, but at least
Yeah.
because New Zealand and bugs comes in, people think in New Zealand for nature.
Yeah.
We're way down the list for our cities because we don't have as much variety
Yeah.
in such a little.
Yeah, you
What do you
have
call
you
it?
have the
Just
basic
amazing
nature
mix,
part.
yeah.
Yeah. Satisfy the basic
amazing.
person nature requirement.
Now, you've mentioned in another interview that, in the work you've done leading up to now, you've seen some of the best and the worst of sustainability. Where was the worst that you saw? I mean, anywhere in the world.
The worst is what you can't see. And as part of this, and I'm talking from its perspective, the worst pollution you come across is in people's minds. And you can't see that, what they're thinking and what think they're right. You go down the beach and you can pick up the brand and know who you go talk to. When you're trying to connect people into the topic, it's like, what's going to get them interested in this? And what's the piece of rubbish that they're holding on to that they think is the right thing?
It's like the turtle that got the straw in its nose, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that photo. Yeah.
I mean, that was so funny how, to me, that like so represents the world as it is now, is that how, and I mean, images have always been important, but now like a 30-second video can transform how such a huge proportion of the population feel about straws.
Yep. And that's been the fun of what are those triggers to get people to move, and
so that's the worst you've seen in working in sustainability.
Well, it's the problem of not being able to change someone's thinking about why they might be complaining about something. So like South Lantau, we were trying to have the incinerator next to or on the landfill sites, not on a bit of offshore water where they're building the incinerator here. And you know people who are complaining about the incinerator, and you watch them get on the ferry carrying a plastic bag with a plastic cup that they threw in the rubbish afterwards. And you're going, do you not see that we need that there because of what you're doing here? And it's that misconnection in the loops that becomes interesting.
Well, actually, I saw you also mention that when you arrived, you were working with Friends of the Earth Hong Kong. And you mentioned that you realised people weren't aware of the impact of the choices they're making.
Yeah, I was surprised. Doing a roadside air pollution project was one of the main things I started with them on. And it was working with corporates. It was a really interesting project because you had 3 different NGOs doing 3 parts of the community. You had Green Power doing the children, WWF doing the general public, and Friends of the Earth was doing the corporates. And we had a program going in teaching
This is educating people about
roadside pollution.
Right.
And you're talking to drivers of vehicles, and it was surprising how many of those vehicle drivers didn't realise that there's fumes that come out of the back of a vehicle that actually are bad for health. And you're just going, what part of an engine burning something don't you get that there's going to be smoke coming out the back of it, and we have to put filters in place? So things like that, you go, really? And then you say, well, every time you put a vehicle on the road, you're polluting. And they go, no, we're not. It's like, well, hang on. You've got the emissions that we're thinking of. There's the rubber being worn off the tires.
Yeah.
There's the brake pads that are wearing down. Those bits of metal and bits of rubber are just going straight in the road, which is straight washing in the gutter, that's going straight out to sea.
I mean, I've never thought of that. Did you think
Yeah, I mean, I knew about the exhaust, but the rest of the stuff, I'm like, yeah, you're right. The tires, all that stuff. Even when I walk, I shouldn't walk now. You know what? I should just glide. I feel like
I'm
I'm
like you. Don't you already hover?
Me, in my mind, I do. I'm like,
Exactly. But rubber shoes or bare feet?
oh, okay, I'll keep the rubber shoes. Yeah, if I walk my bare feet, people will be like, yeah, let's not go there.
So what would you say are the major choices people are making in Hong Kong that they're unaware of the impact for?
Would you say it's packaging? Is
Partly
that,
packaging.
But are people unaware of that, though?
I mean,
Well, they're aware, but what are the choice? What's the alternative?
So here's a problem I struggle with is like, I have a family. I need to buy them food. It's like, I can't not buy stuff wrapped in plastic. It isn't, maybe I can, but we try to make good choices, but there's not obvious choices for a lot of the stuff.
You've got to choose the item that's in the least packaging, not
which
the one
is
with
the
no
crappiest
packaging.
strawberries.
yeah, but
Almost, but then you have to remind yourself, well, the expectation is, why am I buying strawberries today here? Should I be waiting and not having strawberries, or are they going to be in season here? So it's buying local or something that's kind of in season, so that your food miles, food production issues are a big challenge. And they have to be taken together, because you can have well-produced food made in another country shipped quite effectively on a boat. But if you're, what was the example? Oh, when the volcano eruption in Iceland or wherever it was a couple of years ago, I realised that the vegetarian sausages at our local cafe were air freighted in. And you're just going, the frickin' sausages, they can stay frozen for decades.
Yeah.
They don't need high-speed polluting transport. And it's a supply chain challenge that I think here. Everything's available, so we don't think about not having it.
yeah, I mean, the one thing for me that I've boycotted, I don't go to local bakeries anymore now, because every piece of bread or cake you get, they give you a little plastic bag for it. And I just don't understand the concept. Like, why every single piece? Like, they won't put it all in one bag. It has to be every, like, one slice of pound cake, one bag. One little raisin bun, one bag. I'm like, I'm not eating it now. They're like, no, because you don't want to cross-contaminate. I'm like, it's your food. It was your own bakery items. How are you not trusting your own stuff? And so they do that. I think food items is one that we over package.
Yep.
Like the fruits at supermarkets. If you see like the
Yeah, we were
apples
talking
are just
about it,
sitting
yeah.
there. Yeah, if the apples are just sitting over there, you're like, oh, this is not packaged. You know, someone that might touch that. This is like plastic sealed. So I'm going to go with this one.
Yeah, because
Right.
it's perceived that somewhere back along the supply chain, someone wasn't
Exactly.
dirty, contaminating something, and it's been washed nicely.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because I don't know, again, I haven't been in Hong Kong that long, but like in mainland China, certainly when you go outside of the major cities, whenever you go into a restaurant, you know that
the cutlery?
you know that the crockery and everything is ready to be used when it has a plastic seal on it. Like they'll seal everything, they'll wash it and seal it.
Yep.
And it's so funny. I remember doing it one time. There was literally a cockroach inside the seal, but it's just that perception of like, oh, I've broken plastic. It's clean.
Yeah. And depending on where you are, that can be offered at like a central washing location. So when you start looking at it, you go, well, the effectiveness of the water use, the energy use, that cleaning all happening at a central place, coming, and then you still got the transport bringing it out, compared to someone with a tap running at the back of a shop, wasting water when we're such a water scarce part of the world here.
Are they water scarce in Hong Kong?
We import only 70% of our water.
But from mainland China.
Yeah, we still import it. There's
Yeah,
a contract.
it's not ours.
It's not ours. We don't. We
Same
use
country though, right?
Yeah, I'm not debating that part. What I'm saying though is, in our region, we flip that around, way more than what we get here in this, and so we're reliant on it somewhere else. Same as the
Is that a
water.
failure to utilize the water that's here? Because there's a lot of water here.
There is and there isn't, because as we know, we're just going into the wet season now. So we've just had how many? 4 or 5 months of practically no rain. That's a lot of water to be stored. And that's the challenge. We don't have the big storage. So we get a bucket load of water coming down the wrong times that we can't keep for the rest of the time in that space. So it just is a good reminder that every time you recycle a sheet of A4 paper, you're actually saving about 10 litres of water.
Wow.
Now that's a number I can wrap my head around.
This is why I don't write new material, because I don't want to waste paper. I'm just like, let's avoid that joke. I'm just going to leave it.
I'm recycling my material and I'm saving 10 litres of water every
Exactly,
joke.
yeah. You see that drink in your hand? It's because of me.
That water for that beer. You've done
Exactly,
it.
yeah,
Save the
exactly.
paper.
We got
But it's interesting that that is it, because by the time you take in the manufacturing process, the growing process, all of that, it's somewhere between 4 litres of water for a very well recycled piece of paper, right the way up to 15 or so litres for just a really bad factory. So
I would like all our audience members who are like in the legal profession, who write these unnecessary long contracts on A4 paper that send to us to review, and then we go back and adjust and reprint and send to us to review again, to really rethink what you're doing to us.
Well, we'll take that a little bit further. Why
Yeah.
does the legal profession have a larger sheet of paper than A4 and call it legal paper? They could just use A4 and save whatever, 10 or 20% across the top.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna retire from comedy. You took it over.
I feel like they're
No, I'm not doing comedy. I'm just thinking
No, but
sustainably
it's true.
here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
So because that's the thing, like even in Hong Kong, right? When you work with corporate environments over here, basically the idea, because again, it's also a mental thing of like, well, it's not my paper, it's a company's paper, and honestly, nothing brings you more joy than spending someone else's money. When you're in the office and you're printing your own personal stuff on company paper, you're like, this is the best. I'm gonna print some more of this. I don't know why.
I just, print stuff out and shred it, just for the fun of
exactly.
it.
Yeah, because I want to help recycle the environment. I'm like,
I just need to look like I'm busy in the office.
exactly, yeah. So
that's why going to the photocopier is a good thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Picking up something, I've done something important.
I need another copy of my hands. So how does Hong Kong score for sustainability?
In some ways, really well. And I don't know if you're thinking about it. Transportation, condensed living.
That's good?
That's good, because look at an MTR train. The whole city that I came from, in my little village of Edgecombe, goes past on every MTR train, even during COVID. There's 2,000 people shifted like that. The benefits of a compact living over a transport hub for land use means that we're lucky that we still have 30% of our land area in Hong Kong is country parks. Now, there's not many countries in the world or regions in the world that claim that. The other 40% that's called agriculture, well, that gets a bit blurry because that's kind of shipping containers and cars and a whole lot of other crap stored on that agricultural land. But then we pretty much live in 30% of the land, and we can get around very quickly and efficiently. And that's one of the big challenges for a country, say, like New Zealand, where we've got 5 million people spread across the area of Japan.
Crazy, right?
That's where we do well. So how do we keep doing that well? Well, the next step is, well, let's make sure our electricity for that transport is produced effectively. That would be the key thing that we're doing well. Overall, doing a lot better. Stock exchange listing requirements have actually helped the companies that need to report to the stock exchange think about this topic of sustaining a lot more. And so over the last couple of years, they're having to not just write a nice report, but actually write something meaningful and follow up on that. So
Who enforces that, though?
it's a rule of, I'm not a finance side of things. We should better get the other people in that know that side. But basically, when you put in your report, there's got to be sections in the report that state certain things. And they have to say what they're doing. It's comply or explain is the policy.
Yeah, maybe it's that the securities exchange just requires them to say it, and then investors are able to look at it.
Yep, and that's it. And then the investors can see whether it's happening. And this is where the green finance focused people are going to be following up at those shareholder meetings saying, you said last year and the year before, but we still haven't seen that change. So that's the external pressure coming.
Ironically, I mean, like adding that little requirement in the report requires another sheet of paper printed in the report, which is probably going to go against.
The good news is they do require less hard copy versions. They're accepting some electronic versions now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's say there's plenty of opportunities we know with the Hong Kong government tick boxing service to reduce the number of pieces of paper that have tick boxes on. So that's an area the government could do.
That's another thing.
Is be this IT.
I like to also talk to my bank that I use. They won't.
You talk to your bank?
No. I don't talk to my bank.
He just yells at the window.
Hey, money. No, because like again, they'll send you stuff like, do you want to borrow money and everything by paper mail?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You can turn that off, I think.
Good luck.
I really tried. I went to the bank. I don't want this stuff.
Can't you do it on your internet, like through the internet interface?
The e-statements, you got to pay to get a paper copy, but all these, hey, do you want to borrow some money? They'll send you like in your paper mail. I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand. So I believe it was Tom Carter had this really good joke where he's like, why are you sending me a paper statement to tell me I have less money in my account than the stamp on the statement costs? You know, so it cost them like $2 to send me a statement to say I had less than $2. Yeah, exactly. What's the point of that? You know, so, and that's another thing as well. That a lot of corporate environments, because they kind of weigh in the idea of like, well, we're going to send this out because it's more effective, and they receive it in paper form versus us just sending out an e-statement. Like, how do you see that when the marketing team says, well, we have no choice. This is the only effective way to get this job done?
Well, it's again, how are they measuring their effectiveness? And that comes back to how do we measure how we're doing well sustainably? So, you know, what is the measure based on? Is it the number of paper copies returned that they're measuring, not the number of sign-ups based on a bit of communication?
Yeah, because if you don't measure it, you can't manage it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And where else, talking about banks, where else in the world have we come up with e-PDF checks? I mean, is this whole concept of we take a paper thing and just make it into an image, and now we're advanced. It's like, hang on a second. No, you haven't changed the system.
Yeah.
We need the faster payments. We need the easier options, which are coming now in the banking system. But
the banking system here is super backwards when it comes to payments. I was in mainland China before, and they are, no questions, so far ahead of the curve. It's just insane.
Totally,
I'd never take a wallet out in mainland China. It just, everything works straight through the phone.
Yeah.
Without having to think about it. Well, what about Hong Kong's system for dealing with municipal solid waste?
Well, it's super efficient at getting it out of sight. That's what they do.
That's so Hong Kong, man.
Yeah.
It is. And that's what happens. We put it somewhere, and we've got thousands of people. I can't remember the number. Thousands of people sweeping, gathering, moving stuff instantly. Until you look at the recycling bins.
It sounds like everyone's emotional well-being. It's the same deal. It's like, we're really good at putting it away. Don't want to deal with it.
Don't look under the rug.
Exactly. That's like every comedian's biography. It's like, I'm fine. I put it away. I'm on stage.
He's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Life is good. Enjoy my set.
And then you step out around the back door of a place and you notice it all piled up and all the stuff not being dealt with.
Yeah.
So we don't sort our waste. It goes straight to landfill, basically. Most of our...
At all?
Well, if it's in the rubbish, the only people that'll sort it, and I'm meaning rubbish rather than the recycling bins, in the rubbish, it's only going to be a cleaner that wants to add to their
Collection of stuff.
their salary that'll maybe pull the cans out, the aluminium cans. Otherwise,
does that
rubbish-
help?
Because they can sell it,
It does,
right?
yeah. It gives them money. It slightly reduces the volume of waste going to landfill and being transported. But we don't have here what I would have thought for a forward-thinking city with plenty of money to build on infrastructure, what's called a materials recovery facility, which basically is cool gadgets that are magnets and scanners and lights and lasers and things like that that can sort paper from metal, different types of plastic into different colours, and it comes out beautifully sorted and you still get some rubbish. And that way, we would actually get high-value material to be able to recycle. At the moment, we put it into a 3-colour bin. A few poor people on a conveyor belt basically watch stuff go past and try and identify whether something that I'm holding up is clear and is that a number 1 PET or is that a number 7 PLA or too late, it's gone past me.
Yeah.
So our recycling...
Which is what they have now.
Yeah. Our
Okay.
recycling system could be upgraded heaps to make a big difference. And hopefully that's where the government thinking is going, because they've started recently talking about this plastic bottle producer responsibility scheme, which is similar to the glass bottles. I mean, most of our glass bottles are getting collected now because they've set up a good scheme. They all used to just go to landfill. All those wine bottles and beer bottles not being refilled.
Is there any scope to go back to the landfill and try to, go back and do this process?
Yeah, there's landfill mining is something that's going in. And of
It
course,
sounds like
people
a fun gig.
Yeah, well, just remember that most landfills are actually like entombments, so anything's not degrading in there. They're basically just dry areas that things don't break down. So you can go and find lettuces that are still there 10 years later, and if it's done well.
Yeah.
But what they're looking in landfill mining is more at the coppers and the gold and the metals in there, rather than the plastics and that, because of the value. There's more gold per square metre in a landfill than a lot of the gold mines.
That is unbelievable.
All right, I need every Hong Kong person to hear that.
I think what
you
a
solved
perfect
it.
way to get Chinese people motivated about recycling.
Like every year,
There's
especially-
gold in there.
Exactly. It's like
Gold in them there hills, lad. Go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Every
gold
wedding.
in them fills.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just imagine like the whole wedding process, the banquet. You go on your knees and like serve the tea to the grandmom and all that stuff, and you're like, all right, go get the gold now. Go out there and like you drive to the gold area, digging gold in your wedding outfits and everything. I think that really could solve it.
Well, there's quite a few of the old landfill sites that they've been looking for.
Where are they? Are they in Hong Kong? The landfill sites?
Well,
With the
you
gold?
mean the current ones or the old ones?
Could I get the
Any-
precise address, please? I may know someone who might be interested.
I
in
think
this.
it's in.
It's called Cent and Went. We used to have Lent, but that's all different. Northeast
Of Hong Kong?
Of Hong Kong is the one near.
Near the Geo Park.
You're part of the geopark.
It is it really?
Not quite. It's a little bit back. It's more like the What's up there?
Fanling.
Oh.
Area, and then the other one's over beyond Tuen Mun, the biggest one there, so it's massive. But out there, don't worry, have you heard of Tea Park, which is where they take the sludge left over from the sewage and actually convert that into energy to make electricity.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, when you go to the toilet, it goes down the pipe, it ends up at the sewage system. They put a whole lot of chemicals in there to kill everything, because we only do primary treatment rather than secondary treatment. So it kills all the bugs. All those bugs drop to the bottom of the tank, and then that sludge is collected and taken off out to this new facility out past the electricity power stations at Black Point to this place called Tea Park. And with some of the extra heat, you can go and swim in a nice spa pool there. They have a heated pool from the energy.
With the bugs?
No, that's the clean water, I hope.
That word
hang
hope
on,
is really carrying that
but
whole.
hang on, I've just done bugs a disservice then, because not all bugs are bad, remember?
Yeah.
This is when we need the biologist in the room. You know, how many bugs make up our body? You know, we need a lot of bugs to stay alive. So
Yeah.
bugs aren't
Yeah,
bad.
I'm not rushing to swim in toilet water, though, to figure that out, though. I'm just stick with the bugs that I have for now.
Fair enough. And there's definitely bugs in your toilet water.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you were saying that tea park, right, where the toilet sewage thing is.
Yep.
I'm just curious, just out of what's more energy efficient, diarrhea or like healthy stool? Because I will change my diet if necessary to save the planet.
This is a really interesting question because one of the other interesting things while we're on this topic is that Hong Kong uses a lot of seawater to flush our toilets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just fresh water.
Found that out the hard way. No, I'm just kidding.
When they turned off the pipes at home, you're
I was like, this
thirsty.
is a salty mix.
Why was your head there in the first place? And I'm thinking, it's like, and so that's kind of good because it saves some fresh water. But then back to your question, our sewage system is designed on a liquid flowing along a pipe. So it has to be broken down into a liquid to get along those pipes. So maybe you can
Okay, so I guess
take and work the diarrhea might be the better option.
Yeah, you know what the paradox here is, though? He's cutting back on his fibre because he's not eating the bread to
yeah, exactly. All the bakeries. I'm not
save on the
supporting that.
paper in the bakery. So what's more
Exactly,
important
yeah.
here? His diarrhea or
Got
the...
it all in my head, man. I know what I'm doing over here.
But you're on the perfect point there, Andy. Sustainability is about going around and going, hang on a second, I've forgotten about that key point that I thought about before. And you just keep on circling around and hopefully you're getting to a
Hopefully
better
you
solution.
eventually go down the drain.
black hole.
It's like the reincarnation of sustainability, man. Just keep put it in, eat this stuff, put it in, eat that stuff. Okay, that's good. So now I know. If I ever get diarrhea, I'm like, thank you. You know.
Just depends on how much paper you use.
Yeah, afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah, good point.
So are you using the water nozzle or the paper roll, you know?
Depends on my mood.
Yeah.
What do you hope, what if you could get one billboard out to the people of Hong Kong, what do you hope they know about, their impact?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. The impact is just ask the question when you're buying something or when you're purchasing something, is there a better option? And that's the one. Don't take the cheapest option. Is there a better option? And don't go by the immediate price that we pay for something, but what does the overall cost of producing that compared to the price you're paying? And if it seems like a really cheap deal, it probably is not a good one for us all. And that's where you kind of go back along and talk about how do you know whatever we're drinking, where's it come from, how was it packaged? Any of those questions are going to help the supply chain people realize that they've got to change, and that'll get back to the producers. So Hong Kong, we're good at consuming, so let's just make sure we don't only go for price. It might be...
Am I right in saying that Hong Kong, because of the nature of the city, it's almost inevitable that it's going to bring in so much of what it consumes?
Yeah. That's city living, and anywhere in the world. We haven't cracked it yet. People are starting to try and do a lot more of that.
But because we're also on an island, though, it's got to get on a ship mostly, or
Yep.
on a maybe on a train is better.
Trains a lot better. Ships are quite good. It's just that most ships can't get to the shop close enough. So you might say we still need
They gotta
trucks
throw 'em.
and trains.
Yeah.
Which is my idea of like the MTR. Doesn't it shut at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, around
Something
one.
around that o'clock?
Yeah.
And then from 1 to 5, why don't we just use that for transporting goods? They might be new goods in and waste out. Great system, well connected, move it around, get the big old vehicles off the road.
A nice little fragrant MTR for when you get up in
next
the morning.
Yeah, like, damn it, he had diarrhea last night.
Pulling out
I can tell.
Vivek's diarrhea on the island line again.
Exactly.
Guys, it's not the MTR that moves the sewage. It's just making that point. We're on the wrong pipe there.
I mean, sometimes it smells like it is.
Yeah, so, that depends
No,
on
that's not fair.
No, they've done really well, I'd say. I think
It's
a few years
astoundingly
ago-
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's gone wrong with Wan Chai? Because, I mean, that used to be the smell when you hit street level. It's gone now. It's
Yeah.
so disappointing, you might say.
Oh, the one chai smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's basically just the new buildings. They probably got like some ventilation system that just sucks it out so they could sell for higher prices. They're probably like the developers like, we got to get rid of the smell. It's $1 million difference per flat if we have the smell, right? And with the power of developers, we can do anything in Hong Kong.
And that's why we need to get them on board with doing cool development, because outside layers of buildings where you can have food production happening there, or cooling and water reuse and things like that, that's where these kind of a city as a living city is going more. It's like, what food production can you bring in? And even if that's only 10, 15 or 20%.
So you mean
Still
like
damn good.
you mean the building surface gardens? Those that's what you're
Yeah,
talking
or
about.
put in, there's some really cool designs that people have done where you've got, as a land surveyor background training, I really find it frustrating that the building footprint stops and just there's no way to get from this 11th floor across to that 11th floor. Imagine if those were walkways that had roofs that were then vegetables growing or things like that. So you could commute between them, walk between them. There's even designs of having bike paths between buildings, going down ramps and things like that. So it's just a different way of looking at land ownership and where community space is and how it's all used. And with modern technology, you can still make these tubes of ownership in a sense, rather than it just being you own the block of land, you can dig down, you can go up. How do we use the side space?
But it's also an interesting point because it's notably, especially in this area, a lot of very thin buildings and very, like, I mean, I always say to people, that especially like mid-levels, it feels like a vertical city. It's so weird how you feel like you're moving up and down as much as you're moving, you know, across.
And being hillside with small thin buildings, it is as well. You're always starting to work out, well, which building can I go into to use the elevator or escalator to go up inside so I can get up the hill. And this is the way that if there was more connections, then you could have different corridors.
I know this is probably not quite what you're thinking of, but I love when you get off the ferry how you can get pretty much all the way to Queen's Road without hitting the street.
Right? Yeah, which is good. And a challenge if you want to get off halfway because there's no way to get across.
Well, you got to know where to go. It took me ages to figure out how to get, you know.
It's like on the highway.
I wasted so much time trying to figure out how to get to, what is it, IFC?
Oh, yeah, IFC, yeah.
On a dry day type of thing rather than wet days because they're...
Yeah.
Which place you can walk through. And this is all the challenge people could take on is... Do we think our city's really that walking, pedestrian friendly? And just put someone in a wheelchair and try and take them for a spin. Imagine you've broken your leg and you've got to push a mate around. Then you'll realise what the hassle is for parents pushing a baby.
Oh, yeah, stroller. Man, strollers are terrible around here.
Just
terrible.
There's one lift way over there at an MTR station and one walkway here or that. So we can do a lot better at improving our flow of people at street and above street level.
Getting around mid-levels with the stroller is impossible.
I think that's actually a very good point because you talked about in the beginning of the podcast how you would advise everyone before you eat meat or if you do eat meat to at least like take one life and kind of understand the process. I think that's another thing with wheelchairs is that it's one thing understanding we need ramps, but it's another actually experiencing a day in a wheelchair and you're like, the small details. Like I did a
like a lamppost in the middle of a footpath.
Yeah, exactly.
Right at that ramp.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, how do I get
around this?
Yeah, I mean,
so you're saying that people need to take someone else's ability to walk away from them before they can understand what it means to be in a wheelchair.
Well, you can borrow it. Exactly.
Just Friday night, just set up a few wheelchairs.
Exactly.
I mean, we're happy to get on.
There's definitely a few people around here that need wheelchairs on a Friday night.
I'll even let you have the motorized ones. Those are pretty cool, right?
Oh, that's a whole different thing because government regulation at the moment, anything electric like that is illegal.
Yeah. So this is another thing. Like on some days, I'm looking at the guy zooming past me. I'm like, damn, that guy's got a good. Like, these stupid feet. Useless. I gotta walk at this.
You remember the rubber of his wheels.
The brake pads.
And
don't forget the brake pads
at the back. Right?
Well, it mightn't be electric one, but it's still going out the chimney at the power station somewhere.
Yeah.
So, just one last thing before we get out of here. How's Hong Kong doing? Do you see in the future that we're heading in a good direction, or are you concerned about it?
It's at the moment lost its buzz in terms of creative thinking, doing the next step. We kind of got comfortable in the kind of buildings we've been doing and the way we're approaching things. And it's just that next round of creativity needs to kick in to really get us back to that forward thinking, trying to do something new, that entrepreneurial spirit that is this place, but for our living environment rather than just money making, you might say. So that's the part that you look around and you just look and going, why aren't there solar panels on the top of this walkway, this roadway? Why is this here? Why aren't we building accommodation above roadways more? Why are we wasting space in this area? So is just that next step back and go, we went from a grid development, like you see out at like Sha Tin or that along the river there, go away from the grid development, go back into something that fits and moves with nature and incorporates it so people can get around, and then we'll be off as another exciting place to live because a lot of the buildings that are being built at the moment, they're not that exciting. You look at the 50-year-old buildings, they've got wonderful air conditioning systems, natural building shade and all that type of thing. That's where I think we need to take our inspiration from and just learn how to do it in the city space again.
Thanks so much for sharing your time today. It's been super interesting. Really appreciate having you on.
A pleasure.